Is it audible? Hello.
Yeah, audible.
Yeah. And is the visibility okay?
Yes, Manikandan, you can start now.
Some buffer, some noise is there. Hello, shall we start? Hello,
Yeah.
shall we start? Shall we start the session?
Yeah. Everyone is there.
Yeah, ECE members are there. I think more than 76 or 77 members are there.
Okay. Okay.
So shall we start now or shall we wait for 5 or 6 minutes?
No, you can start now. You can start now. Proceed.
Okay.
Everything is fine. I can start
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah. Okay.
So welcome to Mr. Abdul Aziz. So, Mr. Aziz performed a staged one project in EBEC 2017 European Best Engineering Competition organized by Technology, Lithuania. So he competed in the Hacker Games 2018 for a health software and a hardware tracks. So he published a research paper on a system using bio-inspired optimization techniques. So Lithuanian Academic Electronic Library. So in this institute, he performed a research paper. He is the president of ECE Department in Acharya College of Engineering and Technology. He is the president of SIFE Club, so Students in Free Enterprises. So member of Literacy and Debating Society. And he is the founder and manager of White Town Football Club, Pondicherry. He represented Pondicherry State in 2013 or 14 13 to 14 National Net Football Championship. So, Mr. Aziz.
Yeah. Thank you for the short intro.
So we are eagerly waiting for your wonderful session, and and we want to ask them more questions. So
Yeah.
one more important thing is it's fully your convenience and your wish.
Yeah.
Thank you. You may proceed. Thank you.
A wonderful morning to one and all present here for the webinar session on the Auspicious Engineers Day. I welcome the staffs and students for their presence. Before going into the session, I would like the students to stay calm and composed. So whatever questions you have, you can directly ask me in the session, and you don't have to panic or sit back. You can just raise your hand and ask the questions. Whatever I'm going to say in this webinar will be useful for developing your skills. And it will be useful for your further career activities. Yeah, so moving on. I would like to share the screen. Mr. Anurag, I could not share the screen. It says host disabled.
Just a
Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, we will have a short discussion about what the topic briefly explains. Many of you may have a...
I think you can share the screen now.
Yeah. So people could see the screen at the moment. Yeah. Now people could see the screen, right?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah, okay. So many of you may have a doubt what's the so-called topic engineer certainty principle is. Well, the name must sound familiar as you would have came across Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which gives the correlation between the position and the momentum of a particle. So here, if the position is known, then the momentum is unknown, and vice versa. Hence, even in the uncertainty phase, we still have a connection with certainty. Even in the unknown, here is something we come to know. So with this, there is something which you don't know, even though you are still inside it. To elaborately clarify all these things, we have composed a set of principles together and made into a formula to give to the engineers in order to use those formulas for their excellence in the career and education. So how did I come across these types of questions? And the things which I'm going to say is, I came from a very humble background, like you students. Studied in Pondicherry, then in Europe. Did a few jobs to survive. Felt that cultural, linguistic, and educational difference, traveling globally, and finally found a certainty or a right measure to fulfill a perfect formula of criteria to become an engineer with quality. To share my experiences and to guide those students who need help, I have came here to offer you the things to become an ECE graduate with a good quality and not mere just degree. For a series of years, I have witnessed the problems of students because I was also one of them. Market requirement and industry culture, it's, yeah, as I was into many organizations in and out of my academic years, I collected a survey of questions students or graduates mainly ask, the doubts they still have but are now not able to frame into a sentence and ask. Even now, I feel like there are students who have like they don't know how to frame into a sentence and ask the questions which they have in their hearts right now. So today with this podium, I guess I can assist or reach out to most of the students clearing this. Okay. Yes. So with this outcome of survey, I came across these types of 5 questions mainly raised by the students because they feel the difficulty in and out of their academic days. What do the students have easy access to? What they need along with the curriculum? What they can do to improvise themselves from their present spot? Exercises to warm up for improvisation, and overall skills to learn for a good quality engineer. Here, what do students have easy access to? When we say what they have easy access to, I believe they have access to the theories and anomalies, data statistics and basics of the core, which they mainly have in the syllabus of their course. They study the course with the old conventional and the primitive things which was designed years back. And because of that strong foundation, they have to build the advanced and the next level technologies which is forthcoming. So, and the next, what they need along with the curriculum. I experienced that something was there missing, because when we see the things in the curriculum and when we go to an industry, I felt the sudden shift and it was very difficult for me to cope up with. So I saw the difference, what they practice in industry and what is not here in the curriculum. So I took that into points and made it into points like hands-on experience with components and controllers. Yeah, definitely. So in curriculum, we basically learn about the PIC controllers and a few other controllers, but in industry, more than PIC controllers are being used. So in various projects too. So, but we don't like practice all the projects together in our college or our university. And the other thing is software skills. We have a lab or the set of practical works for software skills, but in industry, much more an advanced approach to a software is needed. But we are still stick to the basic thing. So where are we lagging in? And also other thing is corporate thinking. Yeah. So in industry, the projects and the things which have been took under has a different way of approach. It's not like how we do in the college. So students may have a confusion suddenly when they go into an industry, and without the proper skills, surviving in industry is very, very hard. Even getting qualified or selected for a recruitment process is getting harder. And the thing which I saw in Lithuania when I was in my master's degree, like they have a separate organization called as coding schools, where they have a good immerse sources or packages of codings, like software, yeah, software lessons which teach a novice programmer into an upgraded full form developer. So they like small children from the age of 15 to 20 or 10 to 18 get admitted in those coding schools, and yeah, they like from their young age they get trained with all the possible codes. So the comparison here is, when they graduate from the coding school, it's just a school. When they graduate from the coding school, the ability of them to make a program is merely equivalent to the ability of a master's or a PhD student. Like they know the logics, how to make and break a code. So I was wondering, like, why don't we have such kind of facilities in our place? Yeah, I know that the curriculum and syllabus, we have to go along with that. But in addition, what we could do in order to reach to that level, because when competing with those students, it was very hard. They were initially trained with good skills, and we, on the other hand, were learning the skills from the bachelor's degree only. But they have a very advanced practice. Even the school students, they know how to make and break code in Python, but only from a bachelor's we are studying Python. So I thought there is some kind of shift that we have to make it proper. But every time we cannot depend on the institution itself. We have to do something on our part as well. So with the available resources, what we could do, I thought, yeah, we can make some use of the internet we have, and yeah, we can pull a lot of things. Like it helped me a lot. I did stuffs like that with the free resources, and yes, it did work. So what they can do to improvise themselves from their present spot. You may be studying first year or second year, or you may be in the final year, but whichever year you are, you have to follow these particular steps in order to gain all the skills, because this is a stepwise process and it truly did work. So first one, you should be well versed in Microsoft Office tools like PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. In most of the companies, when you go to work, even if you do a successful project or make a code or build something, you will be asked to perform tasks in PowerPoint or Word or Excel. In order to do that, you have to know the in and outs inside the tools. And the next thing is communicating medium of language. Yeah, I feel a lot of our students, like they feel the difficulty to communicate with the other people. Like they may have a thought, but they don't know how to deliver that thought exactly to the other people. I found that there was a lag in their communicating medium. So without that, it will be very difficult. Even the only advantage we have is we have a different mother tongue and we study things in English. But people in Europe, for example, if they are Spanish speaking people, they study in Spanish, which means English is their second language and they are not very good at it, but they somehow practice and like they try to like communicate in English. But we on the other hand have a good hand in English. So I think you have to take a foreign language, like how we have the medium, and brushing up is very important. The next thing is understanding the lab experiments from inside out. Yes, so we may have a basic lab experiments, right? You have to know the lab experiments, the all the lengths and breadths of it. So yes, without just practicing the experiments and getting the output, you have to know everything inside out. Software skills. Yeah. Uh, Software skills. For example, if you want to learn a software, for example, MATLAB, how you have to learn is you should not go and like reach a high level project. You just have to start with the basic arithmetic operations on the first hand, like performing additions or subtractions or things like that. And next you have to produce waveforms. That will be the level 2. You have to make sine and cosine waves. And the next thing is you can try mini projects with it. There are some mini projects which says in image processing to find the red or the black patterns in the image. So just like that, you can go step by step, with which you will be versed in a software skill. It will be the easiest and efficient way to get versed in the software skill. If you straight away try to the higher end of the project, it won't be a very good idea, because you may have a lot of basic doubts in MATLAB. And the next thing is hardware skills. Just how you need software skills, hardware are also very, very important in order to be a good electronics engineer. See, what I found is many of the students, they don't know to solder. If there are 100 students in a class, I feel like around 70% or 60% of the students have no access to soldering, and they even don't know soldering. But things are not like this. When I studied in masters, every other student, they know the softwares, the hardwares, even they know things from the mechanical design and the material testing of mechanical department, and the programming related to CSE and IT, the things which people do for making apps. all these things, they are commonly known for all the other. Yes, the electronics engineers in my place, they know all the other softwares used by other departments also. So here, hardware skills, I think the very important thing and the thing we very much neglect is CRO. I think everyone would have came across CRO in their life as an electronics engineer student. CROs, yeah, I thought after bachelor's I'm not going to see CROs anymore, but I was very false. In masters, all my 4 semesters I came across CROs and I have to use CRO. Like, yes, it will be there. It will be there, and it is very important to know the operations and all the functions of CRO, how it behaves and everything. And the other thing is integrating different components and making a PCB. Yeah, you have to know how a resistor, a capacitor, and a combination of transistors could be placed inside a breadboard or a PCB, and the functions which we can perform by using them. The other thing is reverse engineer or remake any project from the web. Yeah. So after you come across all these 5 steps, the next step you are going to do is reverse engineer. You just have to take a paper or some kind of mini project or a small project, and you have to reverse engineer it, which means you have to remake the project. I think you may have these type of resources in YouTube. They make a project from the scratch to the end. You can see that, and you have to remake the same thing. This will give you the confidence to handle the components and things very efficiently, very confidently. So after that, you have to try to create your own idea and instill that logic into the project you make. So once you like practice all these 6 steps, you are somewhat confident, and you may have some kind of idea whether adding a LED and adding a display to the circuit or adding some motor. So only when you have a level of confidence, you can reach to the next level. You can add things, you can add your own idea into it. Without that, on the initial step, it's very hard. It's very hard to go. This will be the very easiest step for you. And the next is making use of open source softwares available in the web. Yes, last month I checked the web and I found a lot of free tutorials for MATLAB, for Python, and many other softwares for quick field. Yeah, in this time of Corona, most of the engineers and developers are still inside the homes, and I think they have planned a very good way to approach the students by giving their product for free. I saw a lot of product for free. Like, guys, you have to make use of it. And starting from the first step to creating your own project. Yes, to efficiently learn the softwares easily, you have to start from the first step and not jump. As I said before, you cannot pick an advanced project and you cannot learn everything about the software or the hardware part, everything. Only if you come across all these components and the PCBs and how they work, how the CRO works, how you know the logic to make and break a code. Only with all this combination of things you can do your own project with very ease. It's not difficult at all. Trust me, it's not very difficult, but it may sound difficult if you haven't done all these steps. It may sound very difficult, but once you try these steps, it is not very difficult, and it will not take much time either. Only two months, yeah. 45 to 60 days it will take if you try to use things based on these steps. Exercises to warm up for improvisation. Yeah, so I said hardware, software skills and things like that. You have to know about the CRO. You have to know like how to maintain the components and the PCBs and things. So some kind of students, they do have some kind of stress or mental distractions. That's the main main thing which you have to get rid of. Like I was in a mental distraction and I wasn't able to make a project, and it took around 8 months for me extra to make it. So at that time I was thinking, if I would have eliminated that mental distraction, I may not had faced such kind of situations. So in order to eradicate the mental distraction, I would suggest you guys to try a thing which I did, like carry any book, any subject book of your choice, and put it on your bag, or you can carry in your hand, and just go to the place of worship or temple, just like that. You don't even have to worship or do anything inside the temple. You just go with the book, spend around 10 to 20, 30 minutes, and you come back. That's all you have to do for a week. One day or the other, you are somehow going to see what's there in the book, and you will have some kind of that ease, that friendliness along with the subject, and the willingness to learn. Yeah, you will have the willingness to learn only if you try to have a flexibility with your own mind. Active participation in college, university by enrolling into academic competitions. Yeah, make use of all the competitions. If you have a poster presentation, make use of it. Paper presentation, make use of it. A robotics competition, make use of it. Just go. It doesn't matter you win or you don't win. The only matter is, only when you are subjected to a threshold period or a threshold time, you will have uh, the necessity to perform. You will have the adrenaline rush to perform something. So only then you will know your capacity of how far you can do in tasks like that. So don't be afraid to participate in any competitions or things which are conducted in the colleges and universities. Like when I was in my college, I was very active. I was very active in most of the competitions. I used to participate in almost everything inside academics and outside academics as well. And being versatile in college activities brings out new personalities easily. Yeah, just as I mentioned, only if you are versatile in your college activities, you can easily pull off the personalities in you. You will come to know that how far you can put your effort, and how far you can perform in difficult situations, in complex situations, managing the situation with a team. Like there are different people in a team, and you can manage the team only if you, yeah, only if you be versatile, you can do all these things. So to warm up for the improvisation, you have to practice this exercise. Definitely practice this exercise, because other than this, nothing can help you to build your confidence level. Trust me, if you don't participate in your college university competitions, it's very difficult to easily build up the confidence in you. Yeah. Overall skills to learn for a good quality engineer. So across a lot of days and months passed as a bachelor student and as a master student, and in workplace also, I came across few skills which were always common in many of the career designations. So there are designation, right? Electronics engineer or a technician or something like that. So in most of the career designations, they have a common set of things. If the candidate knows, they are very easily to get placed. So, and after working in a workplace also, I came across the skills which I had to use the most. Only those skills I have put forth here, which is very necessary for you in order to be a good quality engineer and not just mere a graduate. The first is office tools. As I said before, you have to have a good understanding about the PowerPoint, Word, and Excel sheet, because they do really play a very big part in order to make a document of your project or a thesis or a data sheet. You have to know how to construct things with these tools. In the software skills, there is also the four other things I have separated as programming, integrate development environment where you can develop and simulate things and test. The other is material component analysis. You can use this material component analysis software called QuickField in order to test the wires, the resistor, or the electronic components by giving electrostatic effect, the heat, pressure, just like that. And electronic design automation. Yeah, electronic design automation is something called the PCB board, which you can design with this software. It's a freeware software. All I have provided here is almost free and available in crack versions too. It's very easy to learn even. So with this EagleSoft CAD, you can learn how to solder things in a PCB board, how to design things in a PCB board with having the different arrangements of the transistors, capacitors, and the resistors placed. And regarding hardware skills, yeah, as I said before, soldering is very much essential. But most of you guys, I know I know that most of you guys have no access to soldering and have not tried soldering before. But trust me, if you want to be a good quality electronics engineer, you should know how to do soldering and how to handle different components in hand. Also, the breadboard is now old story. Now it's the generation of PCBs actually. I don't see breadboards much nowadays in many of the places. I see only PCBs. So I think learning how to design a PCB and how to work with PCB is very important. Not only that, yeah, microcontrollers. When it comes to microcontrollers and SOCs, in our curriculum, we have about PIC microcontrollers, but in industry, we use more than PIC. So I think you can learn any two of these microcontrollers because these are very, very widely used, the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. But starting with ARM and STM, yeah, it will help. And CRO operations. Yeah, as I said, see fix things using CROs. CROs like they will come in every part of your life if you are an electronic engineer. Trust me, it will be coming in every part of your life. And the bonus thing which separates you from the other people is learning extra language. So if you learn a different language like French or German or Spanish, you are most likely to get placed in a good MNC company. Because my colleagues who I have worked with, they were placed in good MNCs with a small hint of having an extra language, French or German or Spanish. These are the most widely used and largely spoken languages which you can learn in order to have a special thing added in your CV. So the other bonus is you can learn small courses like networking, PLC, SCADA, and embedded systems. Like there are many small courses taught in and around Pondicherry, and I know a lot of courses taught in Chennai and Bangalore as well. So 2 months course, 6 months course, it doesn't matter, but you have to know all the lengths and breadths again inside the course. So the other thing is aptitude, mathematical and reasoning ability. Yes, I have been to different interviews, and in many of the interviews, I came across this aptitude stuff. Like I don't know how many of you guys are well aware of this aptitude, but aptitude does help really lot. It sharps your brain actually, and it gives good composure towards numbers and the logic and reasoning. Your cognition increases very fast, and the people in the companies, they test your cognition as well. So I think these three bonuses can be very helpful to add a special effect in your CV. And to finish off with this, I think I have said the required thing, and yeah, whatever is necessity, I have said. Like you can be first year or second year or final year, but these necessities, if you fulfill by final year, the chances of you having placed in a very good core company is very high. Like people, they need skill. I'm the third generation engineer in my home, and let me say an example. My grandfather, he was he did a diploma, and he has mainly hardware skills. With that, he got placed in Philips. That was around 50, 60 years back. And after that, my uncle, he was an AC engineer. He studied in Salem Government College. So he had a quite software skill and hardware skill. So with that, he got placed in Swiss actually. And myself, in our generation, we just don't have software and hardware skills. We have to have more advanced knowledge on the other things as well. We have to have extra things known inside software and hardware too. So I came across this shift of sudden escalation in the requirements. So yeah, based on this, I have made a survey, and in this auspicious day of Engineers Day, I thought I could reach to students. I hope this session would have provided you with a very neat info. And yeah, if there are questions, you can ask me here, and I think any questions people can ask me at the moment. Hello. Yeah, students can ask their questions. I
Could you
think
explain us the scope of electronic engineer?
scope of electronics engineer. Like if you are asking scope of electronics engineer, what do you clearly ask about? What do you mean by scope of electronics engineer? Hello, is that audible?
Yeah, audible.
Yeah. So someone asked scope of electronics engineer.
Yeah, it's Nikhil Tej.
So by telling scope, what do you actually mean by that?
Like the field in which there is a future for electronic engineers. Like which are the
See,
uh,
when you try to point a certain field inside electronics engineering, nothing like that exists. Every other domain inside electronics engineering is growing simultaneously along with the other. So if you have an advancement in embedded systems, you do also have an advancement in VLS. Everything is going on the same proportions. If one goes, the other gets pulled by the former. You don't have to see which scope or which is the best domain. You just have to know what your interest is. And I think the main feature of being an electronic engineer, you have to handle a lot of components in your hands. Only when you start to practice things, you will know what are the domains which are advancing very faster and very slower, or which domain recruits more number of people and which domain doesn't recruits more number of people. You can come to a realization only then. Like you have to practice, you have to have a practice of handling the components in hands. Only then you can come to know about things like that.
uh, excuse me, Aziz.
Yes.
There is another question in the chat box.
um
I think
yeah. uh Nice session. Upcoming challenges for biomedical engineers.
No, I think Mr. Nivas Bhuneshwaran.
Yeah. Thanks for the informative session. My question is, what is the good place to start my programming? I heard Python has more opportunities. Yeah, I think Nivas is right. Python has more opportunities. Definitely it does. But if you don't know the basics of if you haven't tried C or C++ yet, and you are jumping to Python, I don't think it's a very good idea. I think C, C++, you have to know that for sure, because we have a lot of machine languages inside the embedded systems. Like we have embedded C, embedded C++. So without knowing C++ and just jumping into Python, I don't think that is a meaning. You should know the basics in C, C++, and you can go to advanced level in Python. That's not an issue. But I think you have to have a brush in these skills, as I mentioned here. Yeah, as I mentioned here, this particular slide I have mentioned here, it refers to that you should definitely know the basics in all the things here. Definitely know the basics. It doesn't mean you should know the advanced level or the advanced feature in these hardware and software skills. You should definitely know the basics in these software skills and hardware skills. Then you can proceed to moderate or advanced level. That doesn't matter. But you should have a preliminary understanding of C, C++, and MATLAB and EagleSoft CAD, Quickfield. That's for sure. So going in advanced level of Pythons, that's well and good. I'm not against it, but you should definitely have the basic skills in C, C++, because once you come across the Keel software, or if you want to program embedded C, you will feel the difficulty. if you don't know C, C++. Like most of the students, they like omit C programming languages, and in college, I have seen, because I was there with my batchmates in my bachelor's time. I saw a lot of people, they just hated programming. It doesn't happens like that. If you don't know how to make an step, you should definitely know how to have the basics steps done in C and C++. That's for sure. Yeah, and as he said, Python. Nowadays, in many of the requirements, I see Python. Everywhere around, I see Python. And yeah, as I mentioned, the kids from age 12 to 18, like in the foreign countries, they know the basics of Python. I don't even have idea how these kids got taught about that. So once when I spoke to a kid, he said like he went to the coding school and things like that. So yeah, most of the people nowadays, they learn Python, and yes, but you have to know the basics in C, C++ for sure. Any other questions? See, students, if you have doubts, or if you don't know how to put into sentence, you can just try. Can just try asking me.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
It was a nice session, sir. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you whether how can we apply for foreign studies in electronics engineering?
Okay. So yeah, there are two ways. One way is you can apply by yourself. The other way is you can go to some good reputed consultancy. I won't suggest you going to consultancy, because most of the consultancies are cheating people, I guess, and they don't know how to apply to the universities which you ask. Those consultancies, they will give the universities which they are in contact with, or they have a agreement with. So if you want to apply for a university abroad, what you have to do is, there are a few sites called Master Finder and Master Education, like that. So you can go to that website, you can type your course name, and it will show a list of universities. You can choose the university one by one, and you have to go through the syllabus. It's very, very important. I have seen people choosing courses which had different programs apart from their own domain, and they felt very difficult at the end to complete the studies. They didn't complete yet. Most of the people I have seen, they haven't completed the studies yet, because they had a difficulty to complete the studies, because they didn't know how the new subject was. It can be from another domain. One of the thing I had is, I had a application developing. So as a bachelor students, and inside Pondicherry University curriculum, I don't have making an application in ECE. So it was very hard for me at the beginning to do that, but somehow I managed by using the open resources and things like that. And I also had a strong grit. Yeah, that's very important. If you are applying for a foreign university and you want to go get admitted there, you have to have a very strong grit, a very strong motivation, because trust me, the cultural difference will break you. It is very different, and it's like the things out there you don't have idea about. It's very different. It will shock you just like that. And So after seeing the course in the university and after reviewing all the syllabus patterns and the programs taught in that course, only after that you confirm that you are going to study in that university. Okay, now the next procedure is you have to send a formal mail to the university's official website asking that you are interested in so and so course and you want to do so and so course. So after that they will send you an application to fill, and you have to fill and they will give you the requirements to do the admission procedure. They will start the admission procedure. So basically there are two intakes for most of the universities. One will be in Feb March and the other will be in November December, I guess. Yeah, summer intake and winter intake. There are two intakes. So you have to apply 3 months before. That will be the minimum time for you to apply. Like you have to apply in December or November or October in order to get placed in that February intake. If you want to get placed in the December or November intake, yeah, you have to apply in June or May or July. So by that time you have to apply. In most universities they have two intakes. Some of the universities they may have three intakes. So after that you have to go through the visa procedures and you have to like have apostle with all your educational documents certified in your regional external affairs department. For our Tamil Nadu, it's present in Chennai, I guess, and you have to go there, get apostle of all your degree certificates and the school certificates. So and you have to show bank statement, because the statement, the money in the statement, it proves as a witness that you have the possible resources to survive in the foreign nation. So only if you have shown them this clarification, they will get you admitted. So you have to go through all these procedures and it's somewhat time consuming. I think you have to search for a very good top rated consultancy to perform all these things, because they have frequent contact and they send people very frequently, so they have all the contacts in and around. If you just contact them and you say that you need this course to study in this country, they will suggest you good universities, and yeah, they will make your papers push and your work will be done very easily. But if you are doing on your own, it's going to take a very lot of time and it's a very difficult procedure as well. It's very complex. Rather saying difficult, it's complex. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the elaborate information, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I see. Any other doubts? Students, that's all doubts you have.
Mr. Aziz, I think another one question is there in chat box.
Yeah. Yeah, someone has asked me about upcoming challenges for biomedical engineers. Okay, so My final year project was based on biomedical engineering. I did my project in insulin infusion systems. You may have came across the insulin infusion pumps, right? So I did a project based on it. I tried different optimization techniques in the insulin pumps, and I have showed the accuracy rate. So if the insulin has to pump 80 mg by DL and it has performed 78, I have made the accuracy to come around 79.8 to 80. So around almost 80 I have done that. So for upcoming biomedical engineers, yeah, see, as far as I have been in the project, what I came to know is that biomedical engineers, they should know how to simulate things. It's very important for them. The main requirement asked was they have to simulate everything and they have to show in like, yeah, in MATLAB, in Simulink. You have to show that. You have to construct a model based on human body, and you have to like run tests on that particular model, and you have to show how the model reacts. So without the software skill, I don't think it's very easy for biomedical engineers to get placed or have a very clear aspect of what's happening inside the industry. Because as far as I have seen, these are the considerations which are taken into account. And mainly in big companies like Siemens and yeah, in Siemens, what they prefer is they want people who know how to make a prototype of the model. Like you have to make a prototype, or you have to make a simulation, and you have to show them the model and how it works, how it performs, and only with those things they will be constructing the main model. So yeah, for upcoming biomedical engineers, apart from the theory, you have to know how to handle software skills. It's the must. It's the must. And the other thing is you have to know how the body works actually. Because in my project, I thought, okay, so we will get the raw data of the diabetes fluctuations happening inside the human body, and we are going to design. But it didn't stop with that. I had to come across different datas, and I have to study about different behaviors of the blood pressure and the insulin rise and lowering inside the body. So of different patients, I had to see around 10 to 20 patients, and I have to get all their readings, including their blood pressure rate, their heart rate, and yes, uh, the effect which they have on insulin before meal, and the effect which they have on insulin after meal, the disturbances, everything I have to collect, and I had to study. Only with all these readings I can make the optimization work. Because some people may have hypo, some people may have hyper. So yeah, you have to know how the body works, and you have to know how to do the simulation. With both these combined skills only, you can tackle the situation in biomedical engineering field. And I have seen another question put up into chat. When would you think that one should give up on his dream and should switch to something else before it's too late? Okay, so you have chosen some degree, and you think that I have made a very bad choice choosing this degree, and you think you need to switch from this to the other domain. So yeah, if you have crossed half of the way, I would suggest you to cross the remaining half of the way. Even if you have no interest, even if you have no particular fascination towards the domain, I suggest you to like finish the domain with the basic skills. As I mentioned here, you cross the domain with the basic skills. That's enough. That's necessary, because quitting is not an option. When you have chosen something, I don't think quitting is an option. You have to see uh, the holes inside it. You have to see where the mistakes are. You have to see what you have to learn, or how to learn, or how to improvise from the place you stand on. You have to consider all these things, and you have to make decisions afterwards. Without thinking all these criterias, you cannot simply jump into conclusions. I think that will be very hasteful at the end. You will not have that particular fantasy of experiencing the joy of, yes, we have made it. It will be like time wasted. I don't want people to think like that, because at the end of the day, everything is education, and everything what you do is learning only. I think so. See, yeah, if you have started something and if you don't like it, even if you don't like it, you just know the basic skills. If you love it, it's very good that you have to go till the advanced level. If you don't, just know the basic skills and you can finish off with that. It's fine. But whatever you do, go all the way. If you have started, go all the way. You have to finish with perfection. It doesn't mean that you have to finish with a gold medal or a distinction or something like that. You have to finish with a mere understanding of what you have done. You have to finish with all pass. That's enough. If you don't like the domain, you just have to finish with all pass. No one's going to force you to get a gold medal when you don't like the particular domain. I think this this serves as a good answer. And any other doubts?
So if there is no doubt, can we end the session?
So that's no doubt. I see a lot of electronic students. They're just sitting. I don't know whether they understood or not. Or if anything is there, you can reach me in my mail. I have provided here in my contact, and I will be also posting this PPT in the chat box. Somehow it will reach you guys, so you can contact me anytime you want. If you want to like catch me apart from the mail, you can have my Facebook ID. Just type Aziz AZIZ space A. I repeat, AZIZ space A. So that will be my Facebook ID.
Aziz,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Put me as a host, and we can end the session.
Yeah.
Hello.
And
It is audible.
yeah, it's audible.
Thank you for your wonderful session and your valuable time, Aziz.
Yeah.
If any students want one more last question, or any students want to ask a question, please proceed. And one more, any students willing to give a feedback or any other doubt, please carry on because the session is ending on 2 or 3 minutes. If any students want to give a feedback, please let them proceed.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Mahalakshmi from Final Year Department ECE.
Yes.
I want to give feedback. I think this was a wonderful session because you didn't go much deep into the topic. Like it wasn't boring session at all. We enjoyed the session because it was the moment at the time we needed this most, because we are not clear about what we have to do after our graduation. So you gave a clear picture what we can do and what we can do to improve us. Thanks a lot for this. I really enjoyed the session. It was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And it was very kind of all the students who remained patient, and except those two people who scribbled on my screen. And yeah, it was very kind of you to be so patient. You patiently listened to the conversation and like contributed a very good time. Thank you, one and all. And yes, I will be giving the PPT to the president, or I will be posting it in the chat, or you can mail me, and you can ask any other materials if you want. So any other thing, you can contact me through mail. That will be fine.
Hello, Mr. Abdul
Yes.
Aziz, sir. I'm
Yeah.
Dr. B. Shobha,
Yes, ma'am.
HOD of ECE Department.
Yeah.
So I have been observing your presentation from the beginning.
Yes.
So it's a quite useful session, especially for final year, as Mahalakshmi stated correctly.
Yeah.
Because whatever things we are telling to the students inside the classroom, they will listen at that time as usual. They will leave about all those things later.
Yeah.
But it's the right time for them to know exactly as an electronics engineer what they are supposed to know.
Yeah.
So whatever points you told, I told to my students many times inside the classroom. But now they will be listening to you as a new thing because you are an experienced one who underwent recently. So it is quite good for our students. So I thank you for presenting this particular session. And I also thank all the organizers.
Yeah.
And my request on behalf of the students. So if any students want to do their projects related to biomedical, can you help us in any way so that, because there are many students who are doing the projects based on the biomedical application. So can you help the students to get some
yes, ma'am.
approval or funding like that? So we can have a deep relationship along with you for all the students.
Yeah.
For ECE departments.
That's not an issue. That's not an issue.
No. Because I want to have a long relationship along with ECE department students so that they can do many wonders in the future.
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then we'll have a separate discussion later regarding this.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, I am thanking my wholehearted thank to Mr. Head of the ECE Department. Thank you, madam, and especially thank you for a student who listen consciously, fully event. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Aziz.
Yes.
Can you change the Ishrae Chennai chapter as the host, not co-host? Ishrae Chennai chapter as the host.
Okay. And what about presenting the PPT to students? In what medium do you want me to present them?
You just send me through mail. I will share it.
Okay.
Or you just paste the link in chat.
Okay. In chat. Yeah. No, I don't think it's possible here. I think I will send you in email. Okay.
Okay, send me an email, but change the host.
Yeah.
Entry.
Ishrae Pondicherry Chennai chapter, right?
Yes, Chennai chapter.
Yes.
Thank you, friends,
Yeah.
for your participation. You can leave now.